Hi everyone. I am taking a break from the No Jump Kingdom Hearts challenges and starting the challenge with the Spyro games. Spyro 2 is my favorite in the trilogy, so I decided to start with Spyro 2. Chronologically, I should play Spyro 1, but defending the game, link to his video down below, already did this challenge with the original Spyro game, so I decided to do Spyro 2, to not be redundant, and again, Spyro 2 is my favorite. So can Spyro the Dragon actually become Spyro the Lizard and save all of Avalar? I wanted to know if it's possible to beat Spyro 2 without gliding, so let's find out. Before that, let's set up some ground rules. See what I did there? Ground rules for no glide run because it's Spyro the Lizard. Never mind. So the rules are, I cannot glide, so I can only press the jump button to jump. And that's it. That means my movement will be very limited to the charge and jump. I must make it to the end of the game and defeat Final Ripto. Whirlwinds are allowed, but only to developer intended locations. Developer intended meaning natural landing point of the whirlwind. What I mean is the following are acceptable. In Zephyr, this is allowed as it's developer intended. In Zephyr, this is not allowed as it's not developer intended. In Breeze Harbor, there is no other way to get up this, so this is acceptable since it's developer intended. Getting this orb in Winter Tundra is not allowed as this is not developer intended. I can only take the whirlwind to the top of the stairs. I'm not sure if using whirlwinds invalidates the run as Spyro is technically gliding from the whirlwinds, but I did not initiate the glide. You guys can judge that. Power-ups are allowed. I struggled on whether or not I should include power-ups, specifically the flying power-up. However, this run is specifically to see if we can beat the game without gliding, and since flying power-ups are only used for the gem challenges, I thought that it was acceptable. If you guys would like to know if it's possible to beat the game without any of the power-ups, leave a comment down below, and I can try making another run for all the orbs without using the power-ups. I did try to use the magma cone power-up to fly out to the volcano to see if it was possible, but it's not. And 5, no speedways are allowed. With that out of the way, let's start the run. A very easy tutorial level to get through without gliding. Literally, at the end of the level I saw a whirlwind and superfly power up, which led to the last 2 rules of the run. As a side objective, try to do as many of the orb challenges as possible, as some orbs will be locked out since we will not be able to complete them since we can't glide to them, or we literally can't do the challenges since we can't glide to even start the challenge.
Hey Spyro, Ripto smashed this bridge, so I guess you'll have to glide across it. Press the jump button, then press jump again while you're still in the air to glide.
So literally, as you enter Summer Forest and meet Hunter, we come across our first major roadblock. Hunter even tells us we need to glide, but Spyro is playing in lizard mode. So we ain't got time to wait on evolution to put us into dragon mode, so we need to do this now. This will be the first of many near impossible, but required jumps you will need to do in this game. Use this as practice as there's whirlwind right below you for when you fall. Don't worry, you'll get it eventually. When I started this, I thought the run was over here as I kept falling all the time. Even now after having beaten the game, I cannot tell you the secret. Each jump is like a precious baby that you need to take your time in. 1 part planning, 1 part letting Spyro run in the air, and 1,000 parts luck. Anyways, after having cleared it and not following Hunter's advice, I went to laugh at him directly to his face, and he challenged Spyro to another gliding challenge. I accepted the challenge, but Spyro is too tired, so that's an orb we will have to forsake for the run, since Lizard Boy is too weak and cannot glide. Also, the orb where we glide to the other window shall be forsaken in this run. You'll be able to get this orb by the lake and the orb above the ladders once you have the swimming and ladder ability. Clearing this level is easy, and completing the puzzle is an easy orb. The jumps to get to the Hula Girls will be a little tricky, but it's entirely possible. I'd say don't give up hope if you keep missing, as it takes time and persistence to get good at making these jumps. Again, use this as practice for the rest of the game as you don't die when you fall. So another impossible jump is found in Colossus. 2 actually. This one will take a few tries, and this one will be the real test. Ignore Hunter's advice by ignoring Zoe. Just keep jumping and you'll jump across. You will have to do a far less critical but semi-hard jump to get to the final statue to flame for an orb. This is doable as well. Easy level to clear. The hardest jump is at the start of the level where you have to clear the gap, which is not required. It's only if you want the treasure. After beating up the pre-alpha models of Ratchet & Clank and getting the talisman for the level, I tried to do some of the Orb Challenges. The Stone Thief Chase was easy enough, but the Factory Glide Challenge 1 was hard enough, but entirely possible. By the way, I love that we don't have to glide for the Factory Glide Challenge. Getting to this ledge, where you have to make the final jump, will take a few attempts, but it's possible. This is another impossible jump made possible, bringing our orb count up once more. Once you get to the top, you do get an orb, but completing the rest of the challenge is not something we can do without gliding. Who would have guessed you don't glide in a swimming level? I actually hate this level because it's the only swimming level in the game, so that's why I only got the talisman. We are crushing at this game. We are crushing crush with boulders. Now we are at Autumn Plains, so normally you would go to the very top of the castle and glide down to get to the outer wall. At least that's what I thought. I figured out that with enough patience and luck, it's possible to simply jump over. This will be the only orb that we will be getting for this level. The other orb is just sitting there laughing at us, tempting us, saying, "Look at that purple lizard over there." The only people that even care about this game are 30-year-olds because all the little kids that are the target audience for this game plays Fortnite. You know what? The orb is right. This speedway is completely out of reach. I'm glad we don't have to go there, as I have no idea how to get there without gliding. Moneybags ain't gonna rob us no mo. On to the levels. First off, do this jump. Shouldn't be too hard. Re-extinctifying these dinosaurs takes no time and gets us 2 orbs. 2 glideless orbs. The dinosaurs are just doing what comes natural and eating everything. Why is Spyro, a lizard, killing his long-lost cousin, Dino the dinosaur? Let's not examine the lore. So I talked about this when I showed the rules, but you must use the whirlwind to get to the higher part of the level. This potentially invalidates the run, but I did not initiate it. You guys can be the judge of that. A similar thing happens when Spyro catapults himself to the ship, but I won't count that either, as the game makes Spyro glide. You cannot get 100% of the gems, but you can get 100% of the orbs and the talisman, which is all we care about.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Nope, we can't glide with the trolley, so there is no trouble. Another easy level here. Literally the first part can invalidate the run, but since it's developer intended, I won't count it. It actually is possible to get all the orbs, as you just flame fish to the dog and fly to kill the spiders. Before we start, look at this cool thing that happens to the Zephyr text. Weird. This level right here was driving me mad. It's not the birds with their pinpoint accuracy to hit Spyro, or killing this cute and adorable specimen. It's this jump. The entire reason that I had the rule desired location in this run is because of this level. For the longest time, I thought this jump was impossible. However, after spending hours at it, this happened. It is possible. Pray to your God and hope. Also, this jump was hard at first, but after doing it 500 times because these damn elephants don't know how to walk, I became a pro at this jump. This was potentially scary for me as I didn't know if the elephant would walk back out. Like really, you're below the other one. How are you acting normally? The Professor C challenge was progressing, and I managed to get a good ways into it, but this jump right here is incredibly difficult, if not impossible to do, and for 1 orb, it just wasn't worth it. These 3 jumps made it one of the worst levels to not glide for. And trust me, this jump here will take you a long time to do. Another impossible jump made possible, literally the hardest jump to make for this level. As for Fracture Hills, this is my favorite level in the game. And unfortunately, or fortunately, there is no gliding that's necessary for this level. I just love watching the pigs dancing when the satyrs play their music. Easy level here to complete. As for getting to the underground area with Hunter, you're supposed to glide over there and climb the ladder. And for the longest time, I thought it was impossible until I discovered this, through a lot of trial and error. Knowing that I couldn't let 2 orbs get away, I tried my hardest to get to the ledge. And I'm happy to report that it's possible. It will take a good amount of tries, just warning you in advance. The game sort of glitched and just put me there. It even started making noises and I thought it was about to crash. The hardest thing about this level is flaming the trees. The first tree is easy. This jump though, this jump almost demands that you glide to it. But with enough luck and perseverance, but especially luck, you'll get to it. I am understating this a lot, but I was ready to say beating this game without gliding was impossible due to this jump. This jump and Zephyrs will cause a lot of hair loss and sleepless nights. They are the two worst in the entire run. What's worse about this jump is that you have to run all the way back and complete the other semi-hard jumps just to even re-attempt this, which is frustrating. After that, the rest of the level is easy. Getting the thieves and saving the hippos are easy enough as well. Honestly, the hardest boss in the entire game, so once I beat him I was happy. So this was mentioned at the start of the video, but I won't be going for 2 orbs in this level since I have to use the whirlwind to go to unintended developer locations. I know that technically these 2 orbs are intended to be taken by use of the whirlwind, but by intended I mean where the whirlwind puts us. So these 2 orbs will not be acquired for us to fight Ripto. For the spirit of the run I didn't get them. Time for the bad news. So near the start of the level you will have to take this whirlwind up and everything appears to be going well until this jump. I tried this a few times but this is an impossible jump. You need to glide. Literally this is the only level in the entire game that's impossible to complete without guiding. The gap is just too wide to jump across. Pretty easy level, trade a bunch of items to get the orb, chase the thieves, and get to the level above. I didn't get all the thieves, as at this point in the game I had all the orbs needed for Ripto, but chasing the thieves was driving me crazy, though it's possible to do it without gliding. So you need to be a bit more accurate when jumping on the seesaw, as the jump is far and the windmill will knock you down, but it's entirely possible. You will also have to do this jump after the windmill, which is another tough jump, but you'll get it eventually. It will definitely help if you could glide. This jump to the supercharge is impossible and requires gliding to start the Orb Challenge, but by the time you complete the level a whirlwind will appear below and you can just use that to get to the platform. All gems and orbs in Metropolis are attainable here without gliding. The pigs are so upset that we can get all the orbs in this level that they immediately want to turn themselves into sausages and commit to becoming mobile bacon. Finally, the big bad himself. Flame him, call Gulp a robotic trash heap and burn his bird to beat the game. There you guys have it. It is possible to beat Spyro 2 without gliding. There are many jumps that feel impossible, and I myself am not sure how I did it, but they are all possible. It is confirmed that Spyro can in fact go full-on lizard and beat the game without his wings. If you have any questions on how I did anything, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like down below. And remember guys, if you want to spice up your life, invent a time machine and go fight dragons and whatever species Ripto is. But if you want a new way to enjoy Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, play it without gliding. Next up on the list for no gliding is Spyro 3. Thank you for watching.